Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Rachel, and if you couldn't tell by the quality difference, I'm filming on my new Canon 80D, and I am so excited. I'm gonna be getting my ring light in a couple of days, so my setup and my lighting should be a little bit different. But today I'm gonna be showing you how I do my everyday 5-minute makeup routine. It truly does only take me about 5 minutes to accomplish this look, now that I've gotten it so down pat and I've gotten so used to doing it. If you'd like to see how I got this look, then please keep watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button below and leave me a few comments. Thanks guys. Okay, now that we're all up close and really personal, it's gonna take a little bit to get used to this close-up view of my face. The first thing we're gonna be going in with is this e.l.f. primer. So I just usually put a couple of pumps on my fingers, rub it around a little bit, and then I take it and put it all over my face as if I'm kind of applying it like lotion. Anywhere that you're gonna be applying your foundation is where you should be putting your primer. Next up, the Wet n Wild Photo Finish foundation in the shade Golden Beige. This is a neat foundation. It's only $5. It's also found at Walmart. It's got its own applicator, and typically I just go ahead and put it on like warrior paint. I don't really have any acne, although I do have some redness in this area typically. And I also have just like dark pigmentation in this area. So I usually just kind of try to make it full coverage, and I also bring it down the neck. Now I'm going to be taking a wet beauty blender and blending that out. Make sure that when you're doing this step, you're using a wet or damp beauty blender, and also make sure you're getting it really, working it down your neck, because the biggest thing is to make sure that your neck and your face are not a different color. I usually bring it onto my ears a little bit. And onto my eyelids. Now that we are all blended out and ready to go, I'm going to go in with my Instant Age Rewind. And I'm going to be putting this all underneath my eyes, down my nose, onto my forehead, and a little bit there. I usually go in with the same exact beauty blender and I blend this out just as well. Focusing it mainly underneath my eyes, bringing it up a little bit toward my hairline. Adding concealer helps to take away any redness, any dark circles. I get veins underneath my eyelids that turn blue, purple, and sometimes if I'm really tired, it'll show directly through my skin, like it's as thin as paper. I apologize for how obvious it is that I keep focusing on my viewfinder. I'm just using this camera for the first time and it's really exciting. I'm really, really excited. Okay. So the next thing I'm going to be doing is going in with my NYX Set It and Don't Fret It setting powder. Now I am taking another damp beauty blender, but it's in this shape. And this is from Eco Tools, so it has this really nice flat edge. And I'm going to be dipping it into the product and putting it where I put my concealer. I'm just going to be pressing that into my skin here. You want a generous amount because you're trying to set out the wrinkles underneath your eyes. I don't know about you guys, but my wrinkles didn't just develop over time. I've actually always had small wrinkles underneath my eyes ever since I was young. So that's really nothing new for me. Anyways, yeah, we're just gonna set this for now. And then I'll go back in and dust it off a little bit later after I've done my next step. Okay, next up is my cream bronzer. It's by Sonia Kasha and it's in her lightest shade, but unfortunately, they don't actually sell this in the drugstore anymore. I really like this because it is a little bit lighter, so for an everyday look, it's kind of really nice. And then I just set it with my Physicians Formula bronzer. What we're gonna do is start at the tip of the ear, and you can kind of already see from the powder that I've got here where that line's gonna be going. So I'm just gonna be bringing it down in here so you can see that. It's kind of thick, but I'm always kind of working it up in an upward motion. Okay, and this is my everyday look. So this, if I were doing a more dramatic look at nighttime maybe, I'd be using a lot darker of a shade than this. But whatever's left on my brush, I just kind of work onto my forehead, bring it down into my temple. Okay, now that we've done that, I'm gonna use this brush again and just kind of press into it and press in an upwards motion. Okay, so I'm gonna stop here for now. And although my cream contour is not completely blended, I'm going to go ahead and dust away my powder that I have on my face here. And I'm gonna use this kind of flat top brush that I think I just picked up at TJ Maxx. And then I'm going to take a larger kabuki brush. This one is by Eco Tools. It's got a pretty fluffy head, and I'm gonna blend the rest of that out. So it's interesting how contrasted it still looks in the actual camera, but in real life, this doesn't look so white and this doesn't look so dark. It's actually blended quite well. This next step is very much optional, but I'm gonna go back into my Sonia Kasha cream bronzer and I'm gonna take a very small little angled brush. I don't know if you can see that angle. I'm gonna dip that in and I'm gonna go ahead and trace the natural lines of my nose. Adding color there just helps kind of bring this all together. And then I'm just gonna use this brush from Eco Tools to blend it down the bridge of my nose. Next thing I'm gonna be doing is getting my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. I'm gonna dip it with my Real Techniques blush brush and just going over those cream bronze areas. So in all reality, my everyday typically looks like shaping my eyebrows and throwing on some mascara, but if I'm trying a little harder, this is sometimes what I will do, and it honestly does take me only 5 minutes. And once you get used to a routine like this, it will only take you 5 minutes as well. Okay, next up is my Anastasia Beverly Hills blush palette. I'm going to be going in with this shade right here. I'm gonna make fake smile lines so I can dab it onto the apples of my cheeks. And now that I've got it placed where I want it to be placed, I'm going to take a much larger brush. I'm going to be blending it up in circular motions toward my cream contour and toward my ear. This next step is also completely unnecessary, But I am gonna dip into my Aurora Anastasia Beverly Hills highlight. And I'm going to be taking from this top shade right here. And just dusting the very tops of my cheeks here and bringing it in a C motion. Little on the nose, little on the chin, Cupid's bow, and a little bit on my forehead. I'm going to go ahead and spray my face with the Maybelline Master Fix Setting Spray. Okay, now that my eyelashes have been put on and the glue is dried, I'm gonna go back in with my Burberry mascara and I'm just gonna go ahead and connect those falsies to my regular lashes. That way when people are looking at me and talking to me, they can't see the gap between my natural lashes and the strip. Last but not least, we're gonna go in with my lip color. This is my favorite nude color. It's by Maybelline and it's in the color Nude Lust. The number is 920. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply that to my lips. I love how buttery this feels. Perfect for spring. And that completes my look. Thank you for watching this video. I know that it was a rough go. It's my first time using this camera. I'm trying to get used to it. I'm trying to get used to this position, having all my products in front of me, but not really being able to like lean in and use a mirror the way that I typically would use a mirror. Maybe the next time it'll be a little bit smoother, but please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and leave me some comments below. What would you like to see? What would you like to know about me? Thanks a lot, guys, and I'll catch you on the next one.